Hi everyone, welcome to Sri Chaitanya. This is Uma Shankar, All India IIT Coordinator. Welcome to JE Max, JE Mains Advanced Extreme Series, Season 2. So far in Season 2, we are completely concentrating on a particular topic which is very, very important in the entire JE Mains and Advanced examinations, even for board examinations also. And this is the last topic of complex number de Moivre's theorem. So far, we have completed successfully 41 lessons. This is lesson number 42. Again, I am requesting my friends, please check the description there. I am providing all the links of the previous lessons and if possible some assignments and good important information also through the in the description box. Please don't forget to check the description. Please don't forget to share and subscribe my channel. This is the most important topic, de Moivre's theorem. This is the last chapter of the complex number. And my friends, there in the lesson number 42 in de Moivre's theorem, now we are concentrating on de Moivre's theorem for a rational index. In lesson number 40 and 41, we completed de Moivre's theorem for integral index, whereas this is de Moivre's theorem for rational index and extraction of the roots. How can we extract the roots of the complex number, the logarithm of the complex number? Okay, now one by one. Now, de Moivre's theorem for the rational index. Okay. Already I told how to find nth roots of the complex number. It is also similar to that one. Suppose if p by q is a rational number, if n is a rational number, then cos theta plus I sin theta. N is an integer, cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is called de Moivre's theorem for the integral index. Whereas, if n is a rational number of the form p by q, where there is no common factor for both p and q, then cos p by q theta plus I sin p by q theta is what? One of the values of cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q. Clear? So immediately in your mind, one question should arise. What that question? How many values may occur for cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q? Yes, it's a good question. Based upon p by q, the denominator is what? Q. So if n is in the form of p by q, then for cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q, there exists q number of roots, q number of values. Of that, this is one. Then the next question is, then what is about the remaining? How can we extract the remaining q minus 1 roots? That is the important point. That concept now we are concentrating in this lesson. Okay. Now, my friends, suppose if n is equal to p by q, E is in its simple form. That means there is no common factor for both p and q, where q is positive. So cos theta plus for a cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q, how many values will exist? Q values will exist. Of that, cos p by q theta plus I sin p by q theta is one of the value. Okay. And to extract the remaining values, what I am doing is, as usual, first you express the given complex number in polar form or modulus amplitude form. That means you express the given form, and that means to find those roots, you write the complex number in polar form, that already I told. And after that, what to do? You add 2k pi, that is the general value, to theta, and you multiply with 1 by n. This point already we discussed in our previous video also. And moreover, this in sys form also we can write it as r z power 1 by n as r power 1 by n e power 2k pi plus theta by n into pi, where k equal to 0 to 1 to n minus 1. All these roots are what? They are in GP, and moreover they are all these roots are on the circumference of this, what is acts as vertices of the polygon, and they situated in the circumference of the circle with center as origin and radius as r power 1 by n. These points already we discussed in our previous video. So whenever to find the extraction of roots of a complex number, first what to do? As usual, first you express the complex number in a polar form, and you add 2k pi to general value, and you multiply the power to that general value, that is cos 2k pi plus theta by n plus I sin 2k pi plus theta by n, where k equal to 0 to n minus 1. This is the procedure to find the roots of the complex number. With an example, I can explain it very clearly. Now see, Find the fourth roots of 1 plus I root 3. Find the fourth roots of. What does it mean? What does it mean? Fourth root of 1 plus I root 3. Nothing but 1 plus I root 3 whole power 1 by 4. This is in the form of what? P by Q. Here in the place of Q, 4 is there. So how many values will exist for this complex number? That is 4 roots. My friends, this is the main difference between complex numbers and real numbers. If I am asking you to find what is the square root of 4 in a real number system, you have to say that this is as 2. Don't say that plus or minus 2. Root 4 is equal to 2 only. Whereas in complex plane, it is what? It is equal to plus or minus 2. That is the difference between real plane and complex plane. Okay. So here, how to extract the remaining 3 roots? How to extract that 4 roots? For that, what I am doing is, I have written, first of all, given complex number in polar form, that is modulus amplitude form. What is modulus? That is root of 1 square plus the root 3 whole square, that is 2 into tan theta is equal to tan inverse root 3, that is pi by 3, cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now what I am doing is, now I have added that general value 2k pi to angle. Now to find 1 plus I root 3 whole power 1 by 4, now I am multiplying that 1 by 4 to what? 2k pi plus pi by 3. So cos of 2k pi plus pi by 3 into 1 by 4 plus I sin of 2k pi plus pi by 3 into 1 by 4. Of course, here 2 power 1 by 4 is there. This is by taking LCM, it is nothing but cos of 6k. This is what? After taking the LCM, it is 6k pi plus pi, or 6k plus 1 into pi by 12. 6k plus 1 into pi by 12. This I can write it as 6k pi plus 1 into pi by 12 plus I sin. This is 6k plus 1 into pi by 12. This I can write. Where k equal to what? 0, 1, 2, 3. Simple. So here what I am doing is to find the fourth roots of a complex number. First, I have expressed the complex number in polar form. Thereby, I have added the general value to that argument, and now I have multiplied the power to that argument. So it becomes what? 2 power 1 by 4. Again, this is cos of, this is 2n pi plus pi by 3 into what? 1 by 4 plus I sin of 2n pi or 2k pi plus pi by 3 into 1 by 4, isn't it? 2k pi. So this is 2 power 1 by 4 into cos of, by taking LCM it is what? 6k plus 1 into pi by 12 plus I sin of 6k plus 1 into pi by 12. Where k equal to what? 0, 1, 2, 3. You have to write 6k pi, 6k. So if you have substituted or 6k or 6n, whatever it may be, you replace with another general variable. If you are writing k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. If you are writing n, n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. If you are writing 0, then you will get the first root. For n is equal to 1, you will get the second root. For n is equal to 2, you will get the third root. And 3, you will get the fourth root. Like that, we can extract the roots of the complex number. And moreover, again, don't get any confusion, my friends. Here, the most important point is, suppose if I have asked, how many values will exist for 1 plus I root 3 whole power 12 by 7, then immediately you have to say that this complex number can exist 7 different roots, 7 values, because it is in the form of p by q, and there is no common factor for both p and q, but the denominator is 7. So it has how many roots? 7 values will exist. So 7 roots will exist. Okay, that is important point to remember. Don't say that the bigger number is 12, so this complex number possesses 12 different values, which is wrong answer. Suppose if I have given the question, what 1 plus I root 3 whole power 4 by 16. How many roots will exist? how many values, find all values for this one. Then immediately don't say that it has 16 values, because 4 by 16 I can simplify this. I can write it as 1 plus I root 3 whole power 1 by 4. So automatically it has what, 4 different values only, not 16. That's why in our in the beginning of this expression, what I mentioned in P by Q, where n is equal to P by Q, is its simple form, that is P and Q have no common factor. Whenever P and Q have no common factor and Q greater than 0, then only this has Q values. So based upon the denominator, it has the number of values. Of that, this is one of the value. Then how to find the remaining values? To find or to extract the remaining values, what we are doing? We are adding 2k pi to the argument, and we are just multiplying the power to that angle. And by taking k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to q minus 1, because total q values, from 0 to q minus 1 only, it becomes what? Q values. That's why. This is the procedure to find what roots of the or all values of the complex number, because several times, even in public examination and competitive examinations, questions were repeated based on this particular area only. And again, all the roots are what? They form a GP with a common ratio or something, and they act as vertices of a regular polygon based upon the number of values that it possesses, and they situated on the circumference of circle with center as origin and radius are r power 1 by n. All the properties they holds good, just like we explained in our previous videos. Okay, my friends. Now, next important area is logarithm of the complex number. Actually, so far in the logarithm definition, in the real field only, we defined the logarithm. Logarithm is defined only for the positive real numbers. Only for positive real numbers. That's why even we are talking about a domain or something, we are saying that for log x, where x is always greater than 0. Okay. Whereas in complex number, complex field, the logarithm of the complex number, how can we define that? Here I am giving the definition. Here, if z is equal to x plus iy is any non-zero complex number, this is any non-zero complex number, then log z, that is log of, I can write that x plus iy in polar form, that is r into cos theta plus I sin theta, I as r e power I theta, then that can be written as log of xy is log x plus log y, therefore log r plus I theta, where theta is what? R z. So logarithm of the complex number log z is nothing but log z is nothing but r plus log r plus I theta. What is r? Modulus of the complex number. What is our modulus of the complex number? This is called principal value of the complex number. Principal value of the logarithm of z. Principal value of logarithm of complex number is represented with small log, log, small log z. Whereas general value of logarithm of z is represented with capital log z. So whenever they are writing capital log of z, then immediately you have to understand that they are asking you to find the general value. To find the general value, what I am doing is I am just adding 2k pi to the argument. Why 2k pi? Because it covers entire one cycle. That's why we are adding 2k pi. Because after rotating 360 degrees, that means 2 pi. Similarly, another 4 pi. Next, 6 pi. So in general, 2k pi. That's why whenever we are talking about the general value, we are just adding 2k pi to the argument. So that is what logarithm z, that is what general value of the logarithm. So general value of the logarithm is denoted with what? Capital L, log z. In general, this is not there in your syllabus. Even then also, in once upon a time, in IIT JEE examination, they have asked the question in IIT examination based upon the logarithm and logarithm of the complex number. Because it is not there. Even then also they have asked. And moreover, not only in IIT, even in our MCET examination also they asked this kind of questions. And of course, again, please practice what is log I. Log I is I pi by 2. How to find? Because I can write I as cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. This is modulus amplitude form. This is e power I pi by 2. So log I means log of e power I pi by 2. So this is again properties of logarithm. This is I pi by 2 log e. Actually here it is natural logarithm. Here it is natural logarithm. So whenever a logarithm is applicable and we are talking about a logarithm in a complex number, that should be the natural logarithm only. Natural logarithm is 1 where base of the logarithm is e. Okay, so this log e base is 1, so it becomes what? I pi by 2. This question directly they have asked in one of the screening test for JEE mains, JEE, IIT JEE, and the same question was asked, second note, they asked in MSET examination also. That is the beauty of this particular area. So, how to find log of log I? Because I know log I is I pi by 2. So, log of log I is what? Log of I pi by 2. Log of I pi by 2 is what? Log I plus log pi by 2. What is log I again? I pi by 2 plus log pi by 2. Simple. So if you know the value of log I, you can easily find the log of log I. Several other questions we will get into consideration in exercise problems that we will meet in the next lessons. Okay, my friends. So these are all very simple questions and based upon the applications of the de Moivre's theorem, very, very useful and very, very easy also. Okay, my friends. So, okay, if you like this video, please share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon. There you will get the continuous notifications. Okay.